What's good, y'all? I go by the name of Eloseeoh. This will be part 3 of Why I'm Single series. So, as I said in the last video, I got so many story times that I can tell y'all. And I got so many different things that happen in my life that I think y'all probably would find interesting or entertaining that y'all might want to know. So, I'm gonna do some more videos. This probably be the last why I'm single video, maybe for a little bit. But after this, I'm gonna do different story times about different things that happened to me in my life. And somebody asked me to do a Q&A, and somebody asked me to do vlogging. So if y'all want a Q&A, y'all comment, let me know. And if y'all want me to do a little bit of vlogging, sometimes in my day, going to the gym, doing whatever I do, then y'all let me know that as well. So part 3, story time, why I'm single. So this is a story about another Jersey girl, funny enough. Another Jersey girl, man, another Jersey girl. I don't know what y'all got going on in Jersey, what y'all feeding the girls in Jersey, but I don't know. She's an Aquarius, you know. I feel like y'all want to know that. She's an Aquarius. I just got stuck for a second. I just got stuck. I'm not cutting that out. I'm going to be real and raw with y'all and be 1,000%. So she's an Aquarius. I know y'all was asking, my sign, her sign, all that. So I'm letting y'all know this time. So boom, right? I'm going to skip a lot of stuff because I don't feel like it's really important. So we met on Instagram. She DM'd me. She was very intentional, very direct, very upfront and straightforward. I love that. I find that attractive. So that's how she got my attention. I noticed her profile picture. I think it was appealing or something. I forgot why I messaged back. I know some of y'all be probably wanting to know that. I forgot exactly why, but the message got me of how direct and upfront and intentional she was. So I love that. So boom, right? We was talking. Of course, we was FaceTiming, texting for a long time. This is the girl I was talking to. But that's how we met on Instagram, a couple of DMs, a few DMs, a lot. We was talking. We wasn't holding back, nothing. We was very upfront, very transparent. And she wasn't afraid to say everything she wanted to say. And I wasn't afraid. So it was a real good energy match on both sides. Everything I did, she did. Everything she did, I did. It was a real good mutual energy match. So fast forward, this is a girl I'm talking to, right? But she lives in Jersey. And as some of y'all know, I live in Florida. So she comes to visit, for the first time after, speaking for a long time on FaceTime and on text, getting real connected, talking about, relationships, talking about everyday life, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, things you talk about, getting to know each other and all that. So fast forward to the first time she come and see me. So actually, part 1 and 2, those two girls came to see me a total of 3 times. Funny enough, this girl only came to see me 1 time, and I got a story time for y'all just from 1 time. So she comes to see me, and the vibe is really good. It's really well in person. It felt like we was at home with each other. It felt like we met before. It felt like we've been around each other before. It was a couple times where we were really silent around each other, but it wasn't weird. It felt like we knew each other for a long time. It wasn't awkward or weird. And I even pointed it out. I always point out the elephant in the room. I'm very transparent. I say anything about anything. No topic is off subject for me. I talk about anything. So I mentioned it, and it was just normal. It felt like we knew each other forever. And when she came down to visit too, she came to visit for 5 days. So she ended up getting an Airbnb for 5 days. And she's smart. She's very smart. She's very business minded. And that's one thing I really found attractive about her, because, with what I do with social media, in her business mind, those two together, you know, was like would have been unstoppable. So she used my social media, she leveraged my social media to get like an Airbnb, like 75% off. It was something crazy like that. Like we were supposed to pay like 4,000 something, like basically a lot, probably more, but we didn't pay near as much as that. And in exchange for me promoting the Airbnb. And y'all can see it on my Instagram, the Grand Oasis. I only got one reel, you know, dealing with Airbnbs, and it's that one reel. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But yeah, she leveraged my social media to get the Airbnb. Some of y'all, I don't know how some of y'all probably felt about that. Like, how y'all feel about that? Like, I thought it was smart, and I didn't feel like she was like trying to use me or like pimp me out. But she did make jokes about that, like how she was gonna like pimp me out or like slut me out as far as using my social media so we can get a lot of things off price or either free, leveraging like me doing content and promoting whatever business, which was smart. Like, I thought it was smart, really smart. I didn't really side eye it at all. I'm thinking like, I like that she thinking business minded, and it didn't make me feel like she was trying to use me or nothing like that. Like, I was telling her like, nah, do it, like use me, do that. Like, that's smart. And you know, if we gonna be a thing, you know, that's gonna build us both, you know what I mean? So it's gonna work in both our favor. So I didn't mind. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But you know, days go by, we're in the Airbnb, everything's fine. It got to the point where I invited my brother over and his fiance. We all meshed really well. Obviously, I meshed well with my brother and his fiance. We cool as hell. And she fit in perfectly. Like, my brother fiance and her was like one and the same. They both very like business minded. They both was just very smart, and they just both very smart, and like they're about their money, they're hustlers. So they got along really well. She got along really well with my brother. I even brought my nephew over. He was here in Florida visiting for the summer. I brought him over, and I was peeping like how she was interacting with him and how everything was going with him, and I thought it was attractive. She was very caring, very sweet, very thoughtful, and I appreciated that. She paid attention to detail. Like, I'm an artist, so I pay attention to detail. Like, I pay attention to everything. So, you know, anytime I'm involved with a girl, I'm paying attention to everything. Everything that you say, everything that you do, your body language, your body movement, things you talk about, things you don't talk about. Like, I'm just paying attention to everything. It could intimidate some women, but like, you know, this is my life. Like, I have to pay attention to who I might involve in my space, around my family, around my friends, in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have to like, you have to like, me personally, I have to be real smart about that. I want to make sure that I'm really choosing somebody I really want to be in my life, you feel me? So I'm paying attention to everything. You don't have to be perfect. That a lot of people think that you have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. I'm just paying attention to everything because like I need to know, you know, before I just like, you know, make me and you a thing. Like I have to be sure. You know what I mean? I don't want any doubts going into it. I want to be sure. Like, yeah, I want to make this work with this person, work on this, work on that, etc., etc. So everything is going good. Fast forward the whole days at the Airbnb because it all went good. Just good getting to know, you know, in person. Like everything's all good. Everything's straight. So this is when the shit hits the fan, when the stuff started. So me, her, my brother, and his fiance, we go out to dinner. The dinner's good. The food's good. It's some rooftop spot. It was fire. Got a pool up there. It was crazy. It was nice. I noticed a couple of red flags too. Before she even came, I forgot to tell y'all about. She was basically, I'm gonna tell y'all that first. She was basically saying how she has therapists. She has two. It's a couple, a husband and a wife, and they're, I never heard of people having like a double therapist. Yeah, but they, before she met me, they was telling her that she should date multiple people and go on dates with multiple people. And like, I don't feel like that's wrong, and I don't feel like it's right. I feel like it's strictly a preference. So if that's her preference, fine. My thing is, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can date one person at a time. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm not afraid of being alone. So if I'm dating one person and then it don't work out and I don't have nobody to fall back on, I don't care. Like, I got stuff I got to do. I work out. I work on my art, my music. I do content for y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't care to have something left over if I, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. Like, if I'm talking to somebody that don't work out, it's fine. Like, I'll talk to somebody else whenever the time comes. So I don't care to, like, speak to multiple women at a time anymore. Like, when I was younger, I used to do that. I used to actually enjoy it when I was younger because I was, you know, I'm a kid. Like, I don't know no better. But to keep up with multiple girls, got to know things about her, things, but, like, I just don't want to do it. That's not my preference. So that was a red flag to me for my personal preference. You know, I'd rather date a woman who's, you know, who knows how to just, you know, focus on one person at a time. That's just less stuff I have to deal with or stress about or think about, you know what I'm saying? So I could just focus on me and you. So they was telling her she should do that. And they was also telling her that she shouldn't do anything for a man at all until, like, he proves himself to her to be, like, worthy or whatever. And once again, it's a preference. Like, I get it, and I can see how that could work in her favor. But she naturally wants to be caring. She naturally wants to do things for you. And if I start dating somebody, start talking to somebody, start getting to know somebody, I want them to be authentically exactly who they are, not purposely doing something to, like, strategically, you know what I'm saying, do it a certain way. Like, it's cool if that's what you want to do and that's your preference. It's strictly preference. You're not wrong for that. It's fine. You can do that. But I'd rather not, you know, get to know somebody or date somebody that's like that. That's nothing for nobody to get mad at. It's just my preference. So those was red flags to me personally. So going back to the dinner, we went out to dinner. It went good. I didn't drive. My brother drove. So me and her in the back seat. She's on the phone. She's like, like, it's clearly something wrong with her. You know, I pick up on energy quick. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong? Like, what is it? She was like, her ex's sister got cheated on. I said, what? In my head, the first thing that popped in my head, your ex. I'm like, huh? I was like, you friends with your ex-sister? She was like, yeah. So I think a certain way. Like, I can see stuff early in people that could be an issue down the line. Like, I could see it early being an issue down the line. And once again, my personal preference of what I want to deal with and what I don't want to deal with. So I thought about it, like, in my head, I'm like, if you're friends with your ex's sister, I could see in the future how that can be an issue in so many ways. Peep this. What if she invites you? I'm thinking this in my head, I didn't say it. What if she invites you to a cookout, a family reunion, to her house, to just go out, to do whatever? This is her ex's sister. I'm thinking to myself, that could be an issue down the line if me and this girl dating, because that means her ex could possibly be around. 9 times out of 10, he gonna be around one time or another. This is sister, and they're close and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about that, and I'm already in my head like, nah, another red flag. She's not wrong. Once again, she's not wrong for that. This is just my personal preference of what I want to allow in my life. You feel me? I personally don't want to deal with what that could come with in the future. This is me protecting myself from stuff I don't want to deal with. So I asked her, I was like, you still friends with your ex too? And she was like, yeah. I said, oh, shoot. I said, oh, no. In my head, I'm like, nah. So I kind of just, like, got quiet after that. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I was just quiet after that, you know what I'm saying? But once we got back, so before I say once we got back, after the 5 days was up at the Airbnb, she ended up wanting to extend her trip, and I did too. Like, we enjoyed each other, we wanted to be around each other more. So, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to extend the trip. So instead of her extending the Airbnb, she just came to my crib, and you know, she stayed with me for like 2 days or something like that. So after the dinner, after, you know, I found that out in the car, and I was quiet on the way back, we came here to my room, and that's when shit got a little awkward, a little, like, heated, you know what I'm saying, I would say. So I was like, she was like, you know, there's something wrong with me. And I was like, yeah, like, you still talk to your ex? Like, I ain't know that. So she explained it. She was like, that they still talk for like some money reasons. I guess like, they had something together before. Mind you, this ain't her ex. This is her ex-fiance, not her ex-boyfriend. So that make it even more serious. This is her ex-fiance. So it's her ex-fiance, and they still talk because they had some kind of like money tied in together or something. They was trying to come to a settlement or split it or whatever the case may be. That's fine, but I don't really want to deal with a girl that's still dealing with her ex, no matter what the case may be. You know what I'm saying? That's still talking to their ex on the phone, still texting them. Like, I don't care what the case is. I just personally don't want to deal with a girl that's doing that. And I have the right to do that for my life. That's my personal preference. You feel me? So I'm upset about it. Clearly, I'm like not feeling it. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really feeling that. So I kind of just was like, nah, I'm not feeling that. Like I understand you had a life before me, but my thing is, before you started talking to me, you should have had that figured out already. Like that should have been cut off already. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like why bring me into your life? Like why start something new with somebody you're not even done with your ex-fiance? So we kept talking about it, getting heated. She kept trying to like defend the fact that they're still speaking, and I thought that was a red flag too. I'm like, yo, like, I don't know, you was defending that too much. Like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. I'm like it's cool, but it's like, yeah, I don't think I'm feeling that like that. And she kept defending it, and just wasn't feeling it. And then she was like, here, you take my phone and look through our messages. I was like, what? In my head, I'm like, dang, like girls don't do that. So I was like, wow, like that's what's up. Normally I wouldn't, but the fact that she offered and that don't really ever be happening, like girls don't just be doing that, like especially if they defending it. I'm thinking like you got something to hide. But she gave me her phone. I started looking through it, and like she was right about the money thing. How she said that she only talks to him about the money stuff, which was a lie. But like I was looking through it, and like he was saying I love you, I miss you. He kept talking about subjects in the relationship, like stuff that happened, stuff that should have happened, all of that. And she wasn't saying I love you too, I miss you too, and I want to be with you too, but she was still entertaining that conversation in those subjects, which I had an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Like that shows me like you didn't let go fully. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not talking to my exes about stuff we've been through. Like, because I'm really over it and I'm really done. So it's like, why do I need to talk to you about the relationship still, or entertain the conversation, you saying I love you, I miss you, even though I ain't saying it back? Why am I responding to that specifically? I'll just be like, yo, I ain't trying to talk about that. Let's talk about the money issue we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So that was a red flag to me. And I wasn't feeling that, especially from somebody who, talking about marriage with me and having kids and building a foundation together and building like an empire together. Like it got to that point over the time period we knew each other. I'm not gonna say no more with my story times, the time period, because people like to put requirements on time. Like if you knew each other a short amount of time, they feel like you shouldn't be doing certain stuff. And if you knew each other a long amount of time, they feel like you should be. Like that's dumb. Like you do what you feel when you feel it, and you move naturally and let things flow naturally. That's how I move. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I saw that in the text messages, and I wasn't feeling that. And after that, she kind of just shut down. Like she stopped talking to me. She started ignoring me. Like I'm talking to her, and she was like, matter of fact, before she started ignoring me, she tried to flip it on me. Like she don't know why I act like that because it's nothing like that. But it's like, I understand what you're saying and how it may not be nothing, but you gotta understand what it looked like from my perspective as somebody you're trying to take seriously. And like you know what I'm saying? Like you got to look at it from my point of view, because I see it from your point of view and it makes sense. Like you got some money stuff to handle with him and you want to get your money. I understand that, but that don't mean I have to be okay with allowing myself to be like still connected to you while you're doing that, while you're still communicating with your ex. Cause I get it. Like that's money, but it's like I can choose whether or not to still involve myself with you or build with you while you're still speaking to your ex. I don't think that's the smartest thing for me to do. I don't think that'd be the smartest thing for anybody to do, because you never know. Like, that's her ex-fiance and they're still on speaking terms. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's smart for me. So I'm thinking logically. So yeah, she tried to flip it on me, saying like I probably still talk to my ex or something like that. And I'm like, me being the person I am, I grabbed my phone, because she tried to switch it on me. She was like, oh, I've been through that before. Like, you probably talking to your ex. And like, that's why I'm saying it to her. I'm like, no. I picked up my phone and I called my ex. And I put her on speaker. I didn't show them to each other because that's getting a little too, like, that's doing too much. But I called her and I'm like, yo, I called her immediately. So she can't say I texted her and told her to say something. As soon as she said that, I called her. And I'm like, yo, when the last time me and you dated? She told her. When the last time me and you talked about our relationship? She told her. I'm like, when the last time me and you had sex? She told her. And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. She, you know, of course, she was like, what happened? I was like, nothing to worry about. I just wanted to call and ask that real quick. I was like, sorry to bother you, whatever. Hang up. And I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna try to flip that on me, try to act like I can call and prove. Like, nah, that's not what's going. That's not what's happening. Like, me and my ex ain't got nothing going on. It's a wrap. So I did that, and then after that, she was quiet. She didn't say a word. I was talking to her. She was ignoring me in my own house, in my own space, ignoring me, not saying a word. And I take that as highly disrespectful, and it's childish. Like, you ignoring me, you're not saying a word. It's crazy. Cause like, then she started packing her stuff all like angry, like started packing her stuff and like being standoffish and not talking no more. And I'm like, you in my crib, like. So I'm like, I'm about to take you to the airport now. Like, I took her kind of early before her time, but still, I'm like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this. I'm good. I'm not liking where this going on, like how you communicating. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy too, cause watch how I flip. So I take her to the airport. She don't talk to me. Mind you, I was just in the crib trying to talk to her, and she was ignoring me, like not saying a word, ignoring me, and packing her stuff all mad and stuff. And I took her to the airport, like 30-minute ride. She ain't talked to me the whole ride. When we get there and she get out, she's like, "You're not gonna get out and talk to me?" I said, "No. You just ignored me in my crib and just ignored me this whole car ride. Now that we're at the airport, you had time to think about it, I guess, whatever, and you gonna talk to me?" I said, "Nah, I'm good." And you know, she walked off and I drove off. You feel me? And that was the last time I seen her. And but that ain't where it ended though. Like a couple days later, she had text me. I forgot what it was about. I forgot. It was something, I don't know. She had text me, but she was basically mad at me because I didn't hit her up for like 3 days. But I'm like, you just ignored me. And now I'm wrong. You're mad at me because my communication is bad, but I just try to talk to you in person. But you're mad at me because I didn't call or text you after I tried to talk to you in person and after you ignored me in person in my crib in the whole 30-minute ride. Oh, that ain't make sense to me. Y'all let me know. Comment down below, cause I don't know. So yeah, that happened, and yeah, she talked to her therapist about it, and her therapist told her the same thing. They told her that she should talk to multiple people, date multiple people, and that she shouldn't, you know, basically do anything for a guy until he proves himself or something like that, even though she naturally wants to be caring and giving and loving and all of that. And like, that's cool if that works for her. But my whole thing, it all boils down to this. Why did you bother me? I don't get why this keep happening to me, but it ain't gonna happen no more. But why did you bother me? Why did you DM me? Why did you hit me up? Why did you come into my life? Why did you travel here? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that if you were still communicating with your ex? Why would you? Y'all let me know. Like, do y'all think that's okay? Like, somebody should like start talking to somebody new if they still communicate with their ex? I feel like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna meet somebody that might not be cool with that. And like I said, you're not wrong for it and you're not right for it. It's literally just a personal preference of what you want to allow in your life. That ain't what I want to allow. That ain't what I want to deal with. So y'all let me know. That's how that story went. And we don't talk no more. And I'm not sure if I want to anymore. I didn't like how that was handled, and I didn't like how it was like kind of like flipped on me. Like I wasn't feeling that at all. But she was a good person, I feel like. She was smart, she was ambitious, she was business oriented. But I felt like that kind of took over her personality a little too much. It's like she was so business minded and business oriented that she forgot to like be a person and a personality. You know what I mean? Like I don't want like everything to be business all the time, but it doesn't matter now. Y'all let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts. And for the Q&A, if y'all really want a Q&A, y'all can DM me questions or y'all can leave the questions in the comments. And if y'all really want to vlog, y'all let me know. Y'all comment, let me know if y'all really want to vlog. I'll start vlogging a little bit about my day or doing whatever. I might go on a couple dates and I'll vlog that. I might do some collabs. Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know. If y'all want it, I got y'all. I keep feeding y'all content. So, I go by the name of Eloseeoh. Peace.